Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me for my Kasia's Voice. Today, I would love to introduce to you Wayne Eng, who, as we know, it's a fabulous business person, owns a competition, creates the video organization for us. All the instructional videos are through him. But most importantly, it's a man that I know for over 20 years. He was one of the first people I got introduced to when I came to America. When I started to dance, I was in high school. He was the owner of the studio 2005 in Torrance, California. And that's how we got to know one another. And now, all these years back, we are really good friends, more than just a colleague. So Wayne, welcome.
Pleasure to have this chat with you. I can't believe that when you enter the USA, was Torrance, my studio, the first place that your destination?
No, so I've actually been to New York and Florida prior to it. And then I had a tryout with Donald Johnson and we decided to dance together. And therefore I came to your studio because of him.
Now, how long were you in Florida and New York City? How long were you there?
Not very long. I've actually, in like any immigrant, we start from, coming over mainly to New York, right? My dad was there for quite a few years. So I came not really thinking of dancing. Just my dad decided, this is going to be a better life for us as coming from Poland. And then I've actually danced with Mario Drobny in Florida for a while. Unfortunately, yes, that did not work out. And also my dad always wanted to be in California. He fell in love with California. So we end up moving here. And Patrick Johnson actually connected me with Donald. And
Patrick.
Yes. I've met Patrick at a junior championship in Germany.
I see. Isn't that interesting? Like all immigrant families, we came to San Francisco. It's the big city, San Francisco, New York City. That's where you start.
Correct.
And how we branch out. So I remember you dancing with Donald, and I think we 12, 13 teachers in Torrance. And God, it's such a long time for me when I think.
Oh, I know, totally.
So what was your most memorable experience at Club 2005? Or better yet, let's go back to memory. So when you walk in, you dance with Donald, you knew him, you did a partnership. Then he introduced you to the studio, right? Refresh my memory. So what was your reaction? Like your reaction to Donna, to me, to the studio? What was going through your mind? Because this is all new to you.
Right. So it was very overwhelming because the one thing which you have to keep in mind, I didn't speak English.
You didn't at that time?
No, I spoke very little. So it was almost like a black and white movie without a voice, right? Because I was meeting a lot of people, but because I could not have a meaningful conversation, it was really hard to relate to people. Right. So I did see you. I saw the studio. It was, of course, coming from Poland. Right. The studios look completely different. We used to practice at the gymnasium. Right. We used to practice among the kids. I was in high school. I was a kid. Right. Going to this glamorous place. Right. Everything's so nicely organized. All these students, all the teachers, everybody. It was so much to take in. And the only thing that I wanted to do is to dance. Right. I'm like, oh, my God, this is so fabulous, but so much of a stimulation. And I remember, and I actually meant to ask you, I remember at some point you had someone at the studio who was doing balloon arrangements. I don't know if you remember that. It was this lady, there was always a bunch of balloons and she would create all these arches and all these like designs. And I was like, wow, I've never seen anything like this.
I think her name was Cheryl.
I mean, things to me, it's so hard. Like I remember even meeting Jen at your studio, but she spoke English with such a heavy accent. I could not understand what she was saying. There are some people that seemed to me, I knew that they spoke English, but I could not understand. Or Michael Mead, right, was at the studio, right? I mean, the studio, that was the studio of the champions. Right? You have David Hamilton, you have Olga Foroponova. I mean, all these fabulous people that, it was actually very cool.
What year was that when you came?
That was in 95. In
1995?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yes, that was because that was the year that we did our first competition with Donald. And we started, I think, in the beginning of the summer. And then our first event was Nevada Starboat in Las Vegas.
Okay, 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was thinking, what year we moved to Las Vegas? I'm blank now. I thought we moved to Las Vegas in 1995.
I think you moved shortly after, like maybe 6 or 7, because
So you just came for a short period and we moved and I sold the studio.
Correct. But I was with you. I mean, it's so far back. It's hard to remember how many, but it maybe a year or two, you were still there.
I see. So it's just a few more years.
Yeah, because it's one of those things what I remember, and I've never shared it with you. You used to do the videos in the other big ballroom.
You're right. That's
right?
what I'm thinking about.
Oh, totally. And I remember, we just started, right? We're doing well as a Raising Star couple, but we're raising
Yes.
a couple, right? And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I want to do videos one day. I want to be the person that you're going to ask to do the videos. Like that was my thing. That was like a big deal.
Oh,
like
right.
I want to be the champion so I could go to the other room and do my thing.
Oh, I remember that. And I used to like, quiet guys, we're filming.
Oh, totally. Exactly. And that was, that was especially, I was a kid and that was like my dream. Of course, I want to become the US champion. I want to do all these great things.
Right.
But becoming the champions meant I could do the videos, right? That was like such a prestigious thing. Or, then being part of your, the camp, the mastery camp.
Right. But I do remember also after I moved to Vegas, it wasn't long afterward you went to British Rising Star.
Correct.
Where was that?
Yes. So that was in 2000, I believe. Either 99 or 2000.
I was very happy for both of you.
Yes.
Because I remember when Donald came to work for me, at first he was in the bear with his boots and I'm saying, you didn't work here and teach.
Right.
And my first thought, like, hey, it's not happening. But anyway, it happened. He became great. Obviously, we stayed friends for a long time. And when I remember hearing him winning the British Rising Star, that was really good. I was very happy to hear about that.
You know what? I think it was, right. So for those of you that do not know Donald, he comes from Kentucky. Right?
Yes.
So, very far from glamorous.
Hunting.
That's it. He goes hunting. His friends would always make fun of him wearing spandex and putting makeup on because they were the men. Right. So yes, winning the British was so nice because he was the original American person. Right.
You're right. Absolutely. True American.
Right. We were, I think, the second American couple that won because I think Billy and Kimberly were the first one before us.
No, I thought it was Rick.
So Rick, yeah, but I'm talking like Raising Star because I think Rick was like already a big couple, right? But like putting the Rick aside.
You're right. Rick was dancing during my time. I got it.
Right. And he was already like famous in open division. We were like the Raising Star kids.
Raising Star, correct.
And I think Donald was, the original American dancer, not Eastern European, not coming from somewhere else. So that was a huge thing. Totally.
I think so too. That was really good. So, those days, it's, I don't remember everything, but me to remember all the champions in one room, practicing, coming out. I think I cherish it more now than what I was during the press time. And that's what I want to now kind of like go and talk about right now, how everybody's at home. I know some people are having a hard time staying home for 4 or 5 weeks. And I think, you know me, that I always look at the positive. And the positive is we're home. You get to spend time with your parents for 5 weeks. You travel so much. And I say to you, you're going to look back as this is maybe the best time because home with your parents. Money can't buy this. I'm home with Donna, my son. We're working together. We eat together. We cook together every day for the last 5 weeks. And you can't do this in normal. We're traveling. We're going away. And I got off the phone this morning with Mashana and Slapet. They're in Poland with their parents and the kids. And you know what? They live away from the city. They're by the mountains. How fabulous of that. It's a vacation. It's they're with their parents, with the kids. They're playing with the kids. They're homeschooling the kids. It's just wonderful. Don't you agree, Kasia?
Oh, totally. I mean, you know, we had this conversation on the phone that there is great things about being home. Like I feel the world have given us time that we normally would not have. We are so busy, go, go, go. You know, I know you've always creating something new. I'm one of these people always going, oh, I can do this and I can do this. And it's always so vibrant. It is fun. It's exciting. But sometimes we miss on those important connections. Like you were saying, you are with your wife, with your son. I get to see my parents. I get to see, like the other day, I had dinner with them. I was planting flowers. Okay. I was planting flowers. And I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. We're like, oh, digging this, digging here, creating a big designs. I would not have that. I am pretty close to my family. I keep on calling them every day or every other day. I love to stay in touch with them. But to have that personal interaction with them, it's fabulous. Another thing, I'm not the outdoorsy person very much. I'm usually at the studio. I end up hiking. I end up riding a bicycle. I love it. I never thought I would. Oh my God.
And you discover new places around you. Probably never see, just like we are, our neighborhood. We discovered 3 new hiking trails. And I've been here 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah, that's insane. And you're probably meeting some neighbors for the first time. Yeah. Now, I want to kind of talk about, you know, people staying home that don't have family.
Yes.
That's a different challenge. If you're home by yourself, I can see myself lonely, hard to shift to be positive. It's not an easy thing to do. So even with my family, what I do sometimes, I go call my friends just to talk. Say, hey, I want to hear your voice. So I think if you're home by yourself, you need to call people. Don't expect them to call you. Pick up that phone and say, hey, you have 10 minutes. I just want to talk with you just to talk. You don't have to have a reason.
That's a very good point, because I had someone who is lonely, who feels stuck. And he was like, oh my God, no one is calling me. And I'm like, you know what? You have to call, because we get so busy with our own thing, right? If you have family, you're busy with family, you worry, you have the immediate friends. So sometimes you forget about someone that might be important to you, but you know, they're not in your immediate circle. So if you feel that way, just call and say, you know what? I'm having a gloomy day. I just want to say hi and see how are you doing. Be brave. Because we all sometimes just forget, not that we don't care for you, not that we don't want to hear from you. We just get busy. Someone else calls and all of a sudden you stop having another conversation. Like the other day, I meant to call Nadia, who is a really good friend of mine. She had sprained her foot. And Nadia I was just about, Nadia after that. And I was just about to call her and someone else called me. And I got so busy, they asked me for something. It took me 2 extra days to call her, right? So if you feel that way, I totally agree with you. Just pick up the phone, right? Not a big deal. And don't feel bad, because I think sometimes people feel bad. Don't.
And it can also be business. If you're someone that want to ask questions, just call and say, hey, I've been so busy, but now's the time. Like I have people say, hey, I want to do exams with, can we do it? I said, well, let me check with my staff and see what we can do. So if you have time, you know, you have time at home, so make the most out of it and add to it. And I do all the time, all my life, is that you always have to have some type of support. And my support is also listen to my favorite podcast, listen to my favorite music. We all have that.
Correct.
We all have favorite music that get us up or we resonate with, or a podcast that you want to listen to. And I do that every day. I mean, you know, because staying home for 4 or 5 weeks is not easy. Of course, I go to my office by myself because when I do payroll or stuff like that, but it still gets lonely. You know, you have to have support. And so I encourage you, the people are by yourself to do that.
Exactly. I think that's a great idea.
So that you go to. What's the favorite songs you like to listen to yourself?
Oh, for me, you know what? It all depends. I like anything that it's happy. Like I feel happy, right? I'm excited. Right. I feel good. Like, because what I've noticed that sometimes people would listen to very sad, melancholic melody, which I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, but during this time that we're already feeling a little bit calm and collected and a little bit down at times, I feel like we should actually be listening to something that it's fun, that's enjoying. Like some of our, you know, friends or students might wanted to do some dance classes, dance lessons, or move. Do your cha-chas, do your mambos, do your jives, do something that it's energetic, that moves the energy around. Because if you keep on doing just rambas and boleros, it will keep you at that very soft, quiet place, which is okay to be. But when you're not feeling that great, you need a boost. You need, you know, talk to someone who's going to be like an injection of energy versus calm and collected.
That's right. So when you're able to go out, the first thing you're going to do, have you thought of that?
You know, that's a good question. Because I am
certain restaurant you want to go to. I think it's going to want a manicure, pedicure, and
exactly. That's the thing, the girly stuff.
That business going to be, you're going to wait.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, do the nails, do the hair. But because now, right now I'm discovering San Diego, being on the bicycle, you go to all these fun places. Oh my God, there's so many fun restaurants. There's so many fun places. Like we're talking with my friend, there is a big space that they do outside concerts. Totally. Once we are ready, we are going, we're enjoying, just to kind of realize that there is more to life than just work. Over the years, I hate to say this, I have become a workaholic. Now, granted, what we do is fun, right? We dance, we share joy, we give people the love of dance. So it's easy to get sucked into this. I'm sure you probably, you know, are in the same boat. But now, I realize there is more to life. Like I enjoy hiking. I enjoy riding my bicycle. I'm like, wow, I never thought I would. So now I do want to go back to work. I do want to travel because I love it. I enjoy that. But I also would like to spend more time doing the things in San Diego. San Diego is a fabulous place. I have not seen probably half of it because I've always been gone. So,
and I think a lot of people are in the same situation you are. You know, they're flying from city to city and traveling a lot.
Yes. And you know, we had a very interesting conversation how a lot of time we are so money oriented because of the society, of the community tell us. Like I remember thinking, to be a good citizen, you got to work, you got to be productive, you got to do something, right? Just enjoying myself, I felt guilty. I had to talk myself into taking a day off and be okay with it. Or I would trick myself. I do a little bit work, so then it's justified to me to take a little bit time off. And now I realize I don't have to. I don't have to have 30 pair of shoes. I'm okay with 10. And then
most people, I get it. And you're right. What do you need 30 for? And I agree. I completely.
And it's not that I don't enjoy it. Of course I do. I mean, you know me. I love fashion. I love glamorous things. I don't like to wear evening dresses to the competition. The same one. I like new stuff. But if we just get sucked into that, I feel like as a world, not just we as dancers, but I think as the world on its own, everybody, we've been in such a rat race. Go, go, go. We can do this. We can do this. Another iPhone, another car, another this. And then you have all these things and you have no time to enjoy it. Or you miss on a relationship with your kids, or your husband have left, or your wife have left because they there is no time. There is no time for, you know what, I see you. I just want to hug you. I want to watch a movie with you. I want to go to the beach and just enjoy that moment. And I feel this quarantine allows us to see that. Like we've been giving that gift of maybe reevaluating. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying don't have these things. Have those things, but create a little bit more of a balance versus being so skewed, because then it becomes exhausting.
That's so true. That's so true. And there's always a reason for something.
Right. That's it.
Maybe it's asking all of us to slow down and appreciate the simple things in life that what we have.
Exactly. That's it. Enjoy, because that's what I've noticed, that the happiness that we get from spending time with the family, going hiking, discovering another trail, like you were saying, gives us as much happiness as buying another thing.
That's right.
One, it's not more than the other. You're happy and you are happy, right? Like when I've noticed that I enjoy when I'm riding, seeing people smiling, people interacting with me in a very non-committal way. You just say hi, you say bye. Oh, I like your hair. I like your outfit. Cool this, enjoy the weather. And you go, wow, this is rewarding as well. You don't have to have the physical things that we buy, that we exchange. It could be just human interaction, having time to have a conversation with you, right? Because normally we interact at the competition. Hi, bye, advertisement here.
I think this is the longest we talk.
Right.
20 years. Oh, wow. We think of it that way. It's true.
Right.
Yeah, we're always busy. We talk fast and we move on.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you do videos, we're so busy. Get you to the hotel, videotape, go back to the hotel, repeat.
Correct. It's a maintenance. We end up maintaining, doing stuff versus actually taking the time to say hello to someone. Right? Taking time to go, I actually see you as a human being. I actually enjoy you for who you are, what it is that you represent. Of course, all these things are important as well, but it kind of gives us a little bit more of a one-to-one, heart-to-heart conversation versus...
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. But I think we have to give ourselves permission. We had a conversation about lots of time when we're vacationing, we're wishing we would be at home, working. Oh my God, I should be working. Then when you walk, you go, oh my God, I wish I would be on vacation, right? It's almost like the grass is always greener.
On the other side, yep, that's right.
So I think right now, as difficult as it is, and especially you've mentioned this for people that are on their own, to kind of go, it's okay for me to have the time off and let me enjoy this moment. Because otherwise the scary thoughts comes in. Oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? Oh my God, what does it mean? How are we going to get out of it? Those dark feelings and thoughts are like right there on the shoulder.
Right.
The happier ones are a little bit, they require more maintenance. And I feel if we're conscious of that I'm giving myself permission to enjoy that moment. I'm giving myself permission to be lazy, to watch the movie that I did not have time to do, to learn how to cook, to learn to call Wayne about business and go, this is what's interesting. I always want to talk to you, but I did not have time. Or, I knew that you had no time for that, right? So to kind of be okay, it's okay to do the things that we can do right now versus, oh, but I should be, or this is how it used to be. Yeah, that's how it used to be before the quarantine, but now this is it.
That's right, yeah. And I think it's going to change a lot of people's attitude toward life, and sometimes, and mentally, I think all of us going to become stronger too coming out of this.
I think so. I hope that we can carry that lesson, I hope that we can, it's almost like, I feel like we are more in touch with the humankind, like I've been seeing, you've been posting a bunch of things with your dog, right? With like meditating, or you even did a post with you cooking. I mean, that's so great. You actually see that?
And I do not cook.
Oh, I hear you. I don't either.
Yeah.
but it's nice, you know, to see someone like you, who we know, especially in our world, that you are such a business person, right? You're always thinking of improving, of doing bigger, greater things, that you actually have that intimate side, that you have that private side, that you love your dog, that you enjoy those moments, and it gives you that happiness. I think that's so great for us to see, and for you to share that with us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Special moments. And like I said, I never thought I would love a dog that much until you have it.
That's it.
Things change.
Correct.
It's like when you say spending time at home with your parents, gardening, hiking, finding new adventures, and you fall in love with it. And it's great for your mind and everything.
Exactly, because I think it gives us more power to then do other things, right? Because we almost like we replenish our positive energy, and therefore when you're ready to conquer the world, you already have that energy, you know, like
That's
maybe.
right.
So maybe why don't you tell us, what do you do for yourself to feel empowered, to feel like, you know, you, because you give so much. People like us, we give so much. We're always, you know, in the front,
Right.
right? So what it is, what are during the quarantine, or just generally, you know, do you meditate? Do you have massage? Do you walk? Like, what are your things that you do that gives you that power to be positive in the world?
I think I have a lot of choices. It depends on my needs. And I think obviously my massages, I love foot massages. I used to do that 2, 3, 4 times a week because that's where I can take my afternoon nap and relax and regenerate. I meditate, but I can meditate anytime. But since I have my dog, he wakes me up at 6 a.m. I have to take him out. So now I meditate and do like 10 minutes of yoga in the morning to start my day off, which I never did in all the years I live here. But I do it in front of the mountain. That's the backdrop. And it's very energizing. Or sometimes I have my energy healer come once a week, 2, 3 times a week, depending how my mood is, my energy. So she gets me back up. I have a yoga teacher that comes when I need her. So I have a lot of go-to. That's what I do. And another thing I do is eat. Sometimes if I feel, I don't want to say I'm down or I need a boost.
Right.
I say, what type of food makes me happy? Now, I've been plant-based a year now. My son's a vegan. I'm not 100% there because I cheat with sushi and stuff, but I'm plant-based, and eating great food really picks me up. So those are the things that, you know, and sometimes it can also be as simple as on the couch and binge watch with Donna on Netflix. And we've done that till 3 a.m. Like for 3, 4 days, we watch season 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're done.
Nice.
But I don't do that all the time, but it's like I've done that, you know, when there's something good.
So what I'm hearing, which I think it's so great, and I think that would probably be very nice for our, you know, audience to hear. It's to be versatile, right? To actually have few things that make you happy, and then kind of go with, okay, today this is what is the best thing for me. So be, again, in touch with yourself and understanding, because I think sometimes I've noticed in the past when I try to just meditate, sometimes when you're not in a mindset, you get stressed, right? Now it's like pushing, and it works backfire, like it works against you versus for you. So I think, you know, it's very nice, like you were saying, that you have few different things that you can choose from. Some that might be a little bit more consistent, but some that you go, okay, this is what gives me joy right now. This is what gives me joy. Like even the food, I think that's so great.
Right. Or a simple thing is your favorite coffee. I mean, sometimes I will drive on my way just to have that special coffee. Most of you know Sean Agami, and sometimes I would say, Sean, let's go have lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pick. It's like if you're home by yourself, it's like if you need something, just call. Or sometimes even when I'm at the office working, and I would say, hey, who wants to go out for lunch? It's just changed my day. And when I say pick me up, it's not that I'm down. It's that when I'm going, and which I guess 100%, sometimes I need something to keep me at 100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And, and sometimes I think we get so intense,
Yes.
right, that now all of a sudden you feel, because I think with people who are as active as you and who are so self-motivated, you can go for really long periods of time, but in the beginning or to a certain level, there's also the enjoyment aspect that you feel the energy is light and free and everything kind of have a flow. And then because we're so strong, your mind will keep you going, like, okay, we gotta go. And then when you make that phone call, or when you go, okay, I need a little bit of a change, you're just giving yourself permission to be a little bit lighter, find your happy place, and then when you go back to it, it becomes even more productive.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I think, I would advise, our friends to kind of maybe make a list of things that do make you happy, because sometimes we do them naturally and we don't even realize how much joy we can get from simple cup of coffee or your favorite dish, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Or just a walk, or talking to your friends, just saying hello, your neighbor, right? Like I've been doing some stuff at home, right? And I'm one of these people, you need to be productive, or I want to be productive. But I realize my schedule hikes give me so much happiness. So now I put them even when I feel I don't have time, because it recharges and it gives me such a fresh outlook on things that I'm not willing to give those things up. So even when I don't necessarily feel like doing it, I will almost force myself to do it because it gives me so much benefit and so much joy.
Yeah, it's balancing. That's for sure.
That's awesome. So can I ask you, what made you go on the plant-based diet, and do you like it? And clearly you probably do, because you've been on it for a while. So could you kind of give our audience a little bit?
It's influenced by my son, being educated, and then I would go out and eat with him, and it'd be like, let's say, tacos. I'm plant-based, and it tastes even better than real tacos. Or having a really good hamburger, Impossible Burger, that's even better. And so that's, is step by step. It was my choosing. And I think what really may help me was the energy. When you eat the right food, you know how your energy is sustained throughout the day. You eat a big meal and sometimes you just feel like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to, and then you ask yourself the question, why? Is what do you eat? And then obviously when I started eating more plant-based, I listened to podcasts, and you watch movies, TV shows like Earthlings, Game Changer.
Yes.
Then you start learning more why,
Oh, totally.
And then then you start understanding why. Wait a minute, I don't want to have milk. I don't want to have that cheese. Where did it come from? How did it get here? Then you start really understanding.
Right. I think that's awesome. I've been speaking to some of my friends that actually been on the diet and watching the movie, The Game Changer, and the information, you're so blown away. I'm like, oh my God, this is just crazy, right?
By the way, where you live, San Diego, has some of the best vegan food. Actually, we took a 3-day trip there to San Diego and just went to different restaurants, vegan. I think we went, and like one day we went to, I think 6 or 7 restaurants, vegan, and just ate a little bit of everything, including sushi, including chicken. We went to your farmer's market or whatever. We had the best chicken nuggets.
Vegan chicken nugget.
Yeah, it was just different. And I think we're gonna go back again. That was what we're gonna do. So once we get this quarantine, we're gonna take the family's gonna go find a doggy beach. Do you have a doggy beach there?
Oh, we have plenty. Oh,
okay. Have a hotel.
I can give you a whole map where to go. It's very nice places.
I'm gonna call you up, and we're gonna spend 3 days and just do nothing but go to the beach, run around with Juju and eat.
That's it. You know what? I was just at the Coronado Island when you have the Coronado Hotel.
Coronado, yeah.
Yeah, so there is a dog beach right there. That it's not very popular.
Really?
Yes,
oh, wow.
It's fabulous. right? It's not very crowded. My friend was just telling me that I should bring my parents with their dog, right? Because it's
Okay.
very spacious. And then, you know, I mean, like you were saying, we're so fortunate in San Diego. The
Yes.
restaurants are phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, fantastic restaurant.
right, and everybody is so conscious about their health and food. So I'm not surprised that you were able to find a lot of great places. Yeah, we've been a little spoiled here, I do have to say.
Yeah, yeah. So we'd
Yes.
be back for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, then, you know, definitely call me up. Maybe I will join you. Maybe I will.
You got it. I will. If
Yeah,
you're
that would be awesome.
going
Yet I
somewhere.
don't eat that much meat myself. I
Right.
do some, right? It's mainly like I like lots of fish, and I
Yeah.
like, you know, very plain food as well. So I kind of feel like I'm not necessarily on that particular diet, but I've definitely have not packed myself with bunch of food, meat, because I've noticed when you do have a heavy meal, you almost need to take a nap afterwards, right? The body,
Right.
it's so busy processing that you don't really have energy. Like that's why I think, like everybody says, on a 3 p.m. everybody has this down thing. That's pretty much
Right.
after lunch. After lunch, when you eat bunch of
Right.
meat,
You're right. That just speaks of usually what you eat. And so,
right?
and that's what convinced me when I changed the diet. I noticed that my cardio, I can run further with the
Mhm.
cardio and everything. And I said, wait a minute, I didn't work out more. How
Yes.
come I'm able to do this? And that's probably is a good and a bad thing. I make this short because we were going to stay home for like 30 days. I made a mission for me to work out more.
Right.
And I did work out too much because my IT band, I heard it on the outside. But I have someone coming in here to stretch me and get it better. It's because I have so much energy. I said, I can do more. Let's push it. Let's go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I push a little too much.
Well, but exactly. So, you know, I would not advise anyone to go as crazy as this man. Right, because you already have lots of energy, right? So then having that boost makes us feel like, oh my God, we can push the body, right? All of a sudden,
That's right.
push the
That's right.
limitations. But
So
I
be
think for
careful when you do that.
right, but I think for every person, you know, we're all looking to get more energy, right? A lot
Yeah.
of times, you know, because you know me, and for those of you that know me, I have tons, and people often
Right.
ask me, oh my God, what it is that you do, right? Some of it we're born with it. I get it.
Yeah, and I think it's in our DNA.
Right, but some of it is the diet. It is allowing, you know, it's almost like putting a correct fuel into your car, right? If you're
That's correct.
putting a correct
Yeah.
fuel into your car, you can
Yeah.
go for longer periods of time without feeling like you're overworking your vehicle,
Right.
you're overworking your system. So I think that's great. One question that I have for you: would you advise people, right? Because to just change your diet drastically, go from, you know, I'm eating normally or whatever people might be eating to
I
I'm
don't
gonna go
think you
vegan.
can do that.
Mhm.
I don't think you can just go from black to white. I think it's part of just trying different things because
Yes.
I tried some plant-based stuff I didn't like in the beginning.
That.
Don't judge it by that. And depending where you live,
Mhm.
not have as much vegan choices. Like San Diego, LA, even Las Vegas. I mean, I prefer the tacos, the vegan tacos over regular tacos. My entire staff does because I buy lunch for them like once or twice a week, and they love the vegan tacos where I go to. It's called
All
Taco.
right. So the vegan tacos, can I ask you, because the other day I was actually visiting friends of mine and we made our own. So our vegan was not something that pretended to be a meat or tasted like meat. We just
Yeah.
put potatoes, right? Instead of meat, right?
Yeah.
And because I'm Polish, we love potatoes. I was like, you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved it. It was so filling as well, but not making you completely passing out, you know, having like,
Right.
I just need to take a nap. And one of the things I would advise our friends to make sure you change it slowly so you feel like sense of accomplishment, because I think lots of time when we make these big dramatic changes and you can't keep it up, right? Because it's so big, the change is so big, you end up failing. And then because we don't like to fail, we end up quitting that goal, right? Because you get discouraged. But if you say, okay, I'm just going to eat a little bit less meat, and then a little bit less, and then I'm going to try new things. You kind of slowly guide your body and you get used to, you inquire the taste for the new things. So then it might take you a month or two to go back to change your diet completely, but it's not such a cold turkey. I cut every meat out and I'm, you know, changing.
Right, it's too hard.
That's too hard.
You've been eating for 30, 40, 50 years. You can't just do that. It's a gradual change, and you have to educate yourself why. And the why is probably equally, if not more important. I learned why people go vegan. You know, vegan is a lifestyle. Their beliefs, how it helps the planet, how it saves the animal, and it's their belief system.
Correct.
And so that's another topic, you know. And
Right.
I changed because it was healthier. It gave me energy, and I love it. And you know, and I'm working toward being 100% vegan, but it takes time. You can't expect right now. Let's just do it.
Correct. Yes, and I think that's
so
so great.
Thinking of that good sushi place at Caputo that I go to.
Right, and I don't want to give up.
That may be the place I escape to once it opens up, to be honest. But I'll be by myself.
That's it. Okay.
But that's okay.
That's awesome. No, I think that's very good. And, you know, for those of you that would like to, I think that's great. But for those of you that are fine eating the way you're eating, because sometimes I feel like the society tells us, you know, there's a trend and everybody kind of goes one way or the other. If you watch a movie, if you watch a documentary, you talk to your friend and you feel this is something that resonates with me, this is something I want to try, absolutely. But if you don't, like I have some of my older Polish friends, going vegan is not even an option. They've ate their food the way they did. They're healthy. They're fine. They have a very good life, right?
Absolutely.
If you're happy with it, then stick to what it is that you know. Maybe try some other things, make a mixed, right? You can have one day of vegan, like in Poland, actually, probably for more of a religion aspects of it than anything else. On Friday, we would not have any meat. Every week on Friday, we would have either fish or just vegetarian, almost like cleansing your body.
I see.
Right? And that was nice as well. We would eat everything throughout the whole week, but Friday we knew it was more like a vegetarian day.
I see. Didn't know that. Hey.
Yes. So, you know, you can just do something simple like this, or kind of like when people go on, they don't eat, like cleansing for, you know, one day, drink water. Right? That's good as well. Like whatever you believe and you feel that it empowers your body and gives you sense of control, or gives you a good feeling that I'm doing something good for myself, then I think you should stick to that instead of being peer pressured by someone else doing it.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's why I was kind of curious, what was your reason, right, for doing that? That's awesome. So you kind of, again, a little bit more aware of yourself, just like with doing the good things for yourself, just be present to yourself. That's awesome. Yes. Very cool. All right. I think we covered a lot of interesting subjects. Anything else you would like to share with us, Wayne?
No, thank you very much. But
thank you. Oh no, thank you so much for having a conversation, but I'm not letting you get off the hook just yet. We have to bust a move, you know? I mean, everybody has to see Wayne grouping to some kind of, that's, okay.
This is great. I will be tonight with Monday Night Club.
I see.
Wig. Right.
It's a clubbing day.
Okay. Everybody. So you know, I can't hear. I'm going to just follow you.
Okay, just follow me. I got a good feeling. Yeah. Thank you, Wayne, so much.
Bye.
Bye.